Why, good morning there, my lovelies. So, here we go. I'm going to try and save some more souls from the campus bookstore. I'm going to talk about the illustration kit today. Also, I am going to talk about the illustration projects as well. The thing about illustration compared to other courses is that your assessment is ongoing versus most of them is culminative in maybe 3 or 4 assignments. However, with illustration, each week you have to hand in a life drawing usually. And these drawings eventually amount to, I think, 25% of your mark over the course of the entire semester. All these drawings are just done with Conte and pencil. I'll talk about the mediums later because that ties into the kit. And as for projects, you do have 2 projects that you will be completing. The first one is called shadow mapping, and that is done with paper, Canson paper, and essentially it's like making a heat map. It's an exercise for you to be able to draw shadows more effectively. I'll show you mine. So with this, as you can see, shadow mapping is done with all cut Canson paper, and I chose the palette with yellows, oranges, and blues. And as for the image you are color paletting, shadow mapping, you must use your own image from reference. So you will have a class a week before or 2 weeks before this is due where you have to draw the model, and that picture that you draw will be your reference to do this. I did pretty darn good on this one, not gonna lie. I'm just gonna talk about this now. The final project for illustration ties into the final projects for the rest of the courses because you're gearing up to make a daywear dress in second semester. So in illustration, you draw your 15 dress designs, and I'll just do a quick preview of mine. So you get to do 15 of those, front and back views using your croquis that you develop. You also have to do a technical drawing. And on this note, I almost slipped my mind. I was saying croquis. Croquis are your base fashion figure that you just use to trace over and put the garment on them. And you will have to develop one, I believe, and then you have to submit it to be marked as well. As for life drawing, again, it's ongoing, but I'll just show you some of the stuff I did. And if you've never drawn from a live model before, that's okay. I have never done it prior to this course. I've done a lot of drawing, but not from a life model, just because I'm from a hole in the wall that is an uncultured little dot on the map, but filled with cis white people. Okay, anyways, I'll just show you some life drawings. Boom. That's one of them. You won't use color or clothes models till much later in the semester. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I'm going to do some comparison here. Talk about Transformation Tuesdays. So this is my first life drawing I did. Like, not bad, but once I see it, it's pretty bad. And this is much later in the semester. I've never used Conte to this extent before, so my skills were increased tenfold after doing illustration. So on this note, now I'm going to talk about the kit. The illustration kit is the second most expensive, as it should be. It has a lot of art supplies in it. First of all, you need a pencil set, a set of 6. They want to range from 2H to 6B. If it ranges further outside that, good for you. Chalk pastels. These chalk pastels, there's this is so pretentious. It lists every single color and the brand it needs to be. However, essentially you just need earth tones, skin tones, natural colors, because second semester you have to do a portrait of a person. So you only use these for one project. You could use them during life drawing eventually when you introduce color, but they're not that necessary. I'm just noticing how gross my hands look. I work as a henna tattoo artist professionally, and I was tattooing at a wedding yesterday, and then I had to work at a festival, so it exploded on me. Sorry. You need to have Conte. Yes, Conte is so essential. Conte is essentially hard charcoal, and you get really dark lines with it. You can do great shading with it. It's very free-flowing compared to pencil. You need to have warm gray markers. These are Copic markers. Copics are so expensive. They're great quality though, not gonna lie. The price is worth it. However, you do not need these markers. I never did a project specifically with them. They are sometimes nice for coloring and technicals to mark your contrast fabric, but totally not necessary because you can just use pencil for that. Colored pencils of Prismacolor Scholar. I already owned a buttload of Prismacolors before this. I own the frickin' 144 pack. I am that girl. I got them in middle school and forever ever since. Like, I've sworn my life to Prismacolors. And you can get those staples even, the Scholars, for like a cheaper price. You know, it's not like the top grade. However, pencil crayons are definitely necessary for the course, as you'll be using them for life drawing and perhaps in fundamentals as well with the later projects. You need soft bristle brushes. Yes, these are for watercolor. You do a watercolor project in second semester. You only do it once, watercolor. Oh, I lied. Nope. Yep, you only do it once. On that note, you will need 140-pound cold pressed paper. This is just watercolor paper. The 140-pound, that number, 140, the higher you get up, the heavier the paper will be, and therefore the more water it can absorb. And the cold press just refers to like the grain of it, because with hot press paper, with watercolor, it won't have pores to it, but cold press will. Marker paper. Okay. You do not need this. Again, you never use markers, so then why do you need a marker drawing pad? I never used it my entire life, to be quite honest. Nice paper, but not necessary. It's still in its packaging. You need white bond pad paper and coverless manila pad paper. Essentially, there's those giant paper pads that you can get as a kid lay on the floor, and they're just really kind of crap paper. You can get them for $3 at Curry's. Get a couple of those because you'll be using throughout the year because that's what you use for life drawing. You need the large bamboo reed pen. Essentially just like a wooden pointed stick. You use it for doing ink. It's like indie ink. So like think quill and ink, but this is bamboo stick and ink. Never a project. You use it specifically for, not even until second semester did I use it for life drawing, and it wasn't even freaking marked. So, is it necessary? Not really, so I'd say hold off on buying that one. Large envelopes. I'm going to talk about this. Bless large envelopes. So, I could not find an envelope that fit the dimensions they list. It was 15 by 18. So, eventually I did. They're at Staples, and you couldn't buy them singularly. So, I had to buy a 24 pack of these envelopes, and I was just like, what am I going to do with 24 of these envelopes? However, they're so handy for storing all your they're so handy for storing your projects as well as submitting them, because you have to submit a lot usually because of all your process work, and it keeps everything together neat and protected. So I really suggest these envelopes actually, and if anyone wants them, I still have like 12 left if you want to get one for me for like $2 because they're huge. Need a chart pack marker blender. Again, you never use markers, so I don't think you need. Also says you need a mixing tray. You already got a mixing tray fundamentals. Amen. You need super black India ink. Yes, you do. You're going to be playing around with ink more in second semester. You need Tombow dual brush. I actually have these sitting on my desk. Just kidding, lol. I have no idea where they are. I thought they were on my desk. Anyways, Tombow dual brush. Essentially, they have a fine tip on one side, and then they have a brush end on the other. They come in primary colors. They're very bright. There's never a project that requires them. There never was first year, at least. I have no idea what else to say. I think they were totally unnecessary. Because I bought this kit on my own, I was just like, you gotta be fisting me. Like, why do I need this? They were $34. Oh, koi pack of 24 by Sakura. So you have one watercolor project second semester. And also, I just got this, and I absolutely loved this product. Okay, this is a plug for Sakura Watercolor Set. Look, okay, so when you open it up, it comes in a little box. Look how small it is. It comes with a little brush. It's not in here right now. You actually fill the end of it with water so it feeds through the brush while you're painting. It's very handy. Look at that. Isn't it adorable? If you're doing watercolor, you might use masking as a technique, you know, blocking off areas of the paper. And to do that, you'll need a masking pen and masking fluid. However, this is not necessary, as my project, I didn't need to do it, and I didn't buy it because I'm like, frick that. I have no idea what that is. So, unnecessary purchase until the time comes. So hold off on that one. That'll be $214. However, half of that stuff is unnecessary once it comes out of my mouth just now reviewing it. As for specifically the pastels, because you only do it for one project, go to Curry's, get the small Mungyo really short pastels, only about this high, for $5. They do the job. They look just fine compared to your $50 Rembrandts or whatever the hell else you might buy at Curry's or get in a campus store. The same goes with the Conte and pencils. They always like to say, you know, we like to do the kits because we're saving you money and we're buying in bulk. My ass, they're saving us money. Please. So that's illustration. Most of it is life drawings, hence the Conte, so that's probably the most important medium you'll be using, and it's not bad to brush up on those. And I wish you luck.